All right, gentlemen, welcome. As usual, Wade is here with me. I have a special guest tonight, Eddie from Sports Down the Middle. Welcome, my bro.
Yeah, man. Big up
Uh,
and thanks for having me.
Yeah,
all
man,
right.
honored to have the big Dan in the building.
Yeah, man. You know
All
what's
right.
going on.
All right. Um, Big up the whole Sports Down the Middle family as well. You don't know. Appreciate
Respect.
the gentlemen and the work that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, man.
So this week we have witnessed the yin and the yang that is the Reggae Boys, right? The good and the bad and the in between. Um, we are coming off what I would only describe as an embarrassing defeat to a Japan under 24 team that looks good and is preparing to go into the Olympics. And from what I'm seeing, they could do good things because before the 4-0 that they put on us, I think they gave Ghana's under 23, under 24 squad 6. And they lost 3-0 to the Japan team, but it wasn't an embarrassing 3-0. They actually accounted themselves well, unlike us. So yes, we went down 4-0. If for slaughter these names, you guys don't don't kill me, all right? So yeah, started out with a goal from Kubo in the 32nd minute, followed up by a goal from Endo in the 42nd minute. So we went into the half 2-0 behind. They made 3 changes, and by the 58 minutes, we were down to 3. This looks like Ueda or Yoda in the 58th, right? And then in the 64th, it's from Dawn or Dawn, the 4th goal, right? To be honest with you, bro, if like I was saying to you earlier, Wade, if Japan was
More
or
clinical.
more clinical, we could have been it could have been an 8 or a 9-0, and I'm not even exaggerating to make it look bad.
And the class was shown in every movement, every action, every touch, right?
Yeah.
The final goal with that through ball, the whole action was beautiful. The passes
Yeah.
out the back, the through ball left us for dead. These are
Yeah.
young men, yeah? And the composure to finish, you know? Why, I don't know. It's bad, it speaks bad on us, I think.
The most
Thank God for Dylan, you know?
yeah, the
Would have
most
been way, way worse.
yeah. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for Dylan Barnes in the first half, we would have went in 4-0. Though
And it even started to confuse him because some of the actions he was coming out, there was definitely no coordination between him and the back line.
it's not. You
None
know
at
what
all.
it is though. You see a backline that's constantly under pressure like that cannot regroup and operate. If they don't get a chance to regroup, they're in trouble. They were constantly being exposed. They
Mhm.
all right. I'm gonna say this to you. How is it that they function better with 3 central defenders and 2 midfielders? Them have more control over the game than when them put 3 man in a midfield and 2 central defenders. You understand? That is the difference between the 2 games, you know. You
Well,
understand?
maybe that is
And
because
with
that formation is pushing them more up the field. Because one thing with this Japan match, we just kept absorbing waves after wave.
I hear what don't make sense to me, right? Usually when you put 3 midfielders in the midfield, you don't go with 2 defensive midfielders. You go with 1 holding midfielder and 2,
2
one
more
box to
attacking.
box and 1 will push more up in the thing, the opposition half, right? Or 2 will just the box to box work, right?
Right.
Are the 2 defensive midfielders, right? From the first game, we saw a completely different speedy. And it might and I tell you, who you have working with you make a difference. Lambert, non-existent. You understand? And that is what made the difference. Speedy. Alright. My thing when me noticed the most and was like glaring, I don't know if anybody noticed it. Japan's simple ball movement and them are rush onto the ball and leave the channels wide open. So every time them think them are press, they're moving out of the channels for Japan to push the ball through it. You understand?
Right.
And I don't know how them don't adjust for that within the first 15 minutes.
And this isn't even a senior team playing that type of tactical football. You understand? because they're definitely moving the ball and you know, misshaping the defense and pulling people out of position and then just taking advantage of it. It looked like we were the junior team.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, man. It was clear. The Japan team had a plan, had purpose, had
Yes.
direction.
Yes.
They know exactly what we were doing. Very robotic. Usually associate them with robotics, so the Germans, but the Japanese were bam, 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 bam.
Very efficient.
Efficient.
Very efficient, because it wasn't spectacular. It was basic, triangular.
Hear what I disagree with though. The precision in which they executed what they were doing, was spectacular.
Yeah, and you see the way they crippled Jamaica in the middle of the park. When a team is crippled like that, there's nothing the defense or the offense can do once the midfield can't help itself.
It was more than just that, Ali. I'm sorry to say, because even the first goal, everybody was just backing off the players. I don't know if it was an instruction. I don't know if they were trying to play a setup, because you mentioned two defensive midfields. Maybe they're instructed to absorb some pressure and try and counter. But they were horrible at that, because they let the man walk in from the wing right into the box and then just score. The same man. How is that possible?
So Eddie, I'm gonna ask you this: what you say in terms of the what caused that disconnect? Welcome, Simon. We're live. All right. What do you think caused that disconnect, and what was the main reason why our midfield literally could not contain Japan? Because, to be honest with you, my anger kind of cloud my judgment and my memory as well.
Man. Well, in terms of the disconnect, it was obvious, the Japanese were pressing. Were pressing very high, and we couldn't deal with it. We see when Speedy get ball, Lambert get the ball, 2-3 Japanese players onto them. There's no pass for them. So we kept losing the ball in the midfield. So much that the defenders had to be overlooking the midfield by playing long balls.
Yeah.
Up forward, and we didn't have anybody up top to hold on to those balls. So we kept inviting the pressure over and over and over.
Okay. You think the movement offered by the forward players, there was a major difference with like a Andre Gray being up top?
Yeah, man, definitely.
The young man who started last night.
Javanese.
You said the difference in the movement. So what, because to be honest with you, we had a couple of players that started the Tinger game as well and show a complete different level of performance. And you can't say why I feel the problem lie in the midfield is because your midfield are your heart. Your midfield will move the ball. You understand? If, like I say, if a defense is constantly under pressure, you understand? Within the first 30 minutes, them can hold out for 25-30 minutes, but it starts to tell. It wears on you. You know what I mean? And my problem, and I always go and say, is why didn't they adjust after 30 minutes? And it's not the players, Why didn't the coaches adjust? Simon, thoughts?
I got over the anger and I started to look at certain things still. Big up everybody. You pay thousands of dollars for a squad to go. Everybody have to play. And that is there are obviously players I wanted to see, and I think local players was a focus here, and it showed that we need local football to start back, because Javan is, I know he's abroad now, but him still kind of play like him there at Portmore. And I mean, mind you, that how he played at Portmore is what got him the contract abroad at first. And then Kemal Malcolm, there's an underlying talent there as well. What I did think, how the game started, yes, the midfield deserves some cussing, but I do believe that Speedy and Ravel in the Serbia game showed that they can provide passing, but they were passing to more adept players, I think, with Anthony Gray. I think in this game, they started with decent control, and it forced Japan to the wings. And Japan played a lot on the wings, but we were not ready for them on the wings. Because fast. That first goal, him cut in from the wing and salad. Him cut in from the wing and salad 4 players to get into the goal. With that said, they were on the wings a lot that started the game, and then when they did go to the middle, they realized that when Ravel or Speed tried to push, not having Low as a defensive midfield, I think was also missing as well. Part of a good midfield control is good defensive midfield stability. So we will always big up Mason Mount because Kante is behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the reason why we rate people like Gilberto Silva or Patrick Vieira or even Roy Keane, who I don't even rate, but I see what I see.
No, you have to understand the level of the game. You might not rate the man, but you rate the game.
It's part of my exam. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think without Low, I was disappointed that they didn't start Luca Levy if they weren't trying to see the other players. Because Luca Levy is a defensive midfielder.
But so is Lambert.
But I feel like Luca been in the national program longer to know the players.
Let's say this to you, Simon.
And I don't really rate Lambert that much.
You see Lambert, Luca, Malcolm. They're to me, right now. It also goes for Curtis Tilt as well. Reality of the situation is, bro, them man that up on the fringe of the team right now.
And we have to see them play. So it's like
hold on. To what we are seeing now, the gulf and the difference in the quality with some of the players, and it don't go for all local and all international, because Damian Lowe is a local player. And how you going to make a man who's a central defender by a trade come in and play your position better than you? We do not need your boss. It is harsh, but it's the truth, and this is how you pick a team, bro. You understand? If we don't want to be forced to play one of our best or our best central defender as a thing there and still have you on the team. It don't make sense. You understand?
Man, I believe this game showed up a lot of persons.
You understand?
And I think that showing up is what make me say, all right, you know what? At the end of the day, them have to play, we have to see them.
Yeah, we'll have to see them.
Yeah.
And this was necessary.
Yeah.
It's painful, but it's necessary.
And, I really hope Antonio and Bailey are confirmed for Gold Cup.
No, Antonio won't be there.
No Antonio.
And if Bailey isn't there, come to think about it, I was in the mind frame that is like a 80-90% chance, but the man broke him toe not too long ago. So if him pull out, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even
Andre Gray too, no?
Andre Gray is paper issues.
Paper issues.
Yeah. But what a lot of people don't understand, with the paper issue, it don't take that long to get a passport in. But citizenship usually takes between...
With this, Jeff?
Hold on. No, what takes long is citizenship. That usually takes 6 months to a year. I don't know if special cases like this, it can be expedited. You know what I mean? But it should be once all the paperwork is in there. So
I think probably with COVID, I'm going to use it as an excuse to slow down things.
Slow the process.
But there's no excuse. There should be no excuse. Like, operator International Football Federation.
No, not on JFF side. I think it's about on the embassy side, because I know they stopped processing for a good while as well.
I mean, I'll double check a little bit. I do a little research on it, but at the end of the day, for these tournaments, I mean, we've seen quicker turnarounds for other players and countries and things like that. So I'm talking a little bit ignorantly, but at the same time, my issue is I've seen players announce and go for teams, and it's just about having the right paperwork. I mean, again, I will double check it another time, but look at Laporte. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, guys. Not forgot off topic, but maybe finish up the discussion here, because I want to talk about the tour on a whole and what we saw out of it and what we're going to take out of it. So make a run through something there. We're going to call out some names and we're going to give it a player rating. So we're going to start with Eddie for each of them, right? Let's start with Barnes in goal.
I'd say Barnes has been
Oh,
solid.
no, let's start with Eddie Wade.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
let's start with Eddie.
Sorry. Go through.
Okay. Dylan Barnes. You know, after the 70, I think he played 70 plus minutes, and I was thinking to myself, you know, he let in 4 goals, but he didn't really have a bad game. You know, some of the goals, I don't think I can blame him 100%.
Yeah.
But with that said, it's going to be hard for me to give players over 5.
Okay.
So, probably a 4.
A
for
4.
Dylan Barnes. Yes.
I think that is fair. You know, so means a man harsh when it comes to Dylan.
Yeah, man, the defense in front of him totally let him down, you know?
Yeah, man.
No protection whatsoever.
All right. We'll go get the next one here to Simon. Amari Bell.
More talk about Barnes there.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Let's talk about Barnes.
I was a rocks keeper in prep school. Zine? But I have my little trophy still. I win Enrique's Cup. I have my little picture with my star baller then when we play. I was a rocks keeper. I was a third choice keeper.
Yeah.
And I will never forget Coach Vivian Nelson from Mona Prep.
Yeah.
Him tell me what my biggest problem was. And it's funny because I eventually became a football coach. You understand? So that's interesting. He said my biggest problem was I was in the goal, but I didn't command the goal area.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about Barnes in the sense that him look like him can keep.
He can save.
But every goalkeeper has to at least be a leader in his box. So, all right, yes, Eddie, the defense let him down. Yeah. But part of that movement, those goalkeepers that are barking at them defenders, you can't have 4 defenders in a front, all in a straight line in front. You have to start someone, you have to move.
Command the box.
You have to say, yo, you got to, you have to say, yo, Bell, go to this winger. You move, you shadow me. Like, and that is really what it was for that first goal.
So you feel that's why he's not getting starts at the club level then? That lack of probably that leadership.
I mean, off of that game, that might be part of it because here's something. You ever watch those games and you wonder, yo, why the coach pick that? Why the coach pick a man there? It's starting the training ground.
Yeah.
It's starting the training ground. And for a goalie,
he has to instill confidence.
You have to. And then if you have a goalie that, yes, you're going to have the athletic goalies, you're going to have but you have to show your coach that you control this area. And in that game, his defenders are all over the place.
Yeah. He never steadied the ship. And that's
it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
But if you can't command that, it's hard for me to see you becoming a starting goalie.
That is what I like about Dennis Taylor, because Dennis Taylor is definitely second choice for me right now, and Jadine White is out. Wait, your turn.
Wow.
Boy, I don't want to.
Harsh tonight, Eddie. Harsh.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to destroy Mr. Barnes too much because I think the defense really let him down.
Yeah.
Mostly, right? I think. Especially when we speak about the first goal, like you said, before it reached him, it's Salah. At least I really literally see 2 players.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't say one was a clear make, but the first one was a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
And he, that and he walked the man from the wing.
Yeah.
So now you allow the defense to collapse into the box, crowding Barnes' vision. Him can't see. Because there's so many bodies in front of him. The ball of
But like kind of come back to what Simon has said though.
Yo, no man can't stand up in a your way like that.
Like yo, once them start do that, you have to say, yo, sort out yourself. You understand? Stop crowd my box. Ray rah.
In fact, I'm not even gonna say no, no man can't do that to Warren Barrett School.
Yeah.
No man now gonna do that to Aaron Lawrence School. And I've done training camps with Warren Barrett. And I've, like when I was same prep school, you see me? And them man, when you see them man they train, because national side used to train at George's too, you see me? And when you see them man in a training session, I'm not cussing about it, but I'm tell man to move.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You see me? So I am not disagreeing with that the defense was a letdown Wade. But I'm saying to see what you have, like in a practice match. This is an example of the problem. Him not commanding the box.
All right, so all agree is a 4 then.
No, I am not. I am giving Mr. Barnes a 5.
A 5,
right? Because
that's
and
average.
this is my
5 is average.
Barnes. Why I have a show for Barnes? It's 20 shots on goal.
You have the stats there?
I think I have something here.
Yeah, man, I think it's about 20. I read it in an article.
20 shots. Oh, yes, I think I read that as well.
Mind you, some of them were off target. But...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, if these guys can sort out them finishing and produce like 2 or 3 proper strikers, that they will challenge the world, believe me. All right, well, I move to Bell. I'll start with Bell. I didn't see him, to be honest with you.
No, it was actually a different percentage it was a percentage I was looking at. Sorry, not an actual statistic.
Okay.
Just to clarify that. So I don't know if it was 20 shots, but it felt like 20 shots. So I give him Mr. Barnes a 5.
It could be, because they took about 6 before them scored the first one.
Exactly.
Like them that's what I tell you. Them need like 4 or 5 attempts to score. If them was more clinical, boy, it would be bad. Amari Bell, I didn't see much, so I'm gonna give him a 3. What could do it the other way around now? Wade.
Yeah, again, yeah, definitely. The outward players were poor. There wasn't nobody made enough difference to recognize who they were or to understand anything that was going on. So you're definitely irrelevant with a 3.
All right, Simmer.
Which player?
Amari Bell. Right back. Right,
Bro, that entire back line don't get more than 3 for me.
So it's 3 across the board.
For sure.
So call his name. Call every name. Hold
on. Eddie Bell.
Yeah, man, I agree with the 3,
Yeah, I agree with the 3.
As I said before, the Japanese were attacking down the wings.
Yeah.
And for the first goal, where was he?
Yeah.
No,
the
as
Japanese
player
was
was it him? No, it wasn't him.
No, it was tilt. We didn't see none at all. And the attacker cut in and tilt.
Superman gets salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard it the first time.
Someone shot 3.
See me put on my Germany jersey for the thing, dog.
Yeah, man. All right.
No, man, embarrassing. I will have to keep remembering. I have to keep reminding myself. This is an amateur side. This is not a national team.
No, it's not an amateur side.
It's not a fully amateur.
It's a well-drilled team. Let's give them credit. It's a well-drilled team.
It is an under-23 team, so it is not a senior squad. It is an amateur side.
Thank you.
They're professional.
Technically speaking,
but technically they should not be getting 4-0 from an under-23 or under-24 team. From none at all.
No under,
a national team.
Straight.
You understand? Where's Harding? Start with you again, Eddie.
Where's Harding? Terrible. So 3. I didn't see him much.
We're just not gonna get 3 across. We're not gonna waste the time.
Terrible.
3 for Harding. 3 for Moore. No, I give Moore a 4. Cause once even more, he might go fight, bro.
I believe he made the first mistake for the Reggae Boyz in this game.
Really?
I believe which one the goal was the 3rd goal?
Yeah.
I think it was a bit slow to reach the attacker where the attacker chipped Dylan.
Yeah.
He was the one running back. He was the last man there.
Okay.
So that kind of showed up his speed, right?
So I take away 1 point and give him back a 3.
Give him the 3, same.
I agree on the 3 across the board. Who's the last one who get the 3 now? Tilt. No, say Tilt I get a 2 though.
I was
exactly, and come out early.
Yeah, he might get a 2. All right, let's go into the midfield. Cause
Thank you.
Boy, this is probably my biggest problem. Kevin Lambert. Start with you with.
Definitely again have to go a 3 on that one. Not much impact. I'll have to remember you on the field. I have to remember the position you played and then play back the match in my head to see what did you do, and I don't remember anything.
That is the thing. It's like it's so hard for me to remember the man them doing anything other than running out of position.
Exactly.
I'm not a person that like to hear people bash Reggae Boyz. You understand me? Like right now, I have a problem with anybody who speaks about Reggae.
We just spoke about an under 23 team chipping us for a goal. It don't get much more embarrassing that is disrespect by Emerson Portfolio. All is good.
And by the way, where was Tupper? Did he get a card?
I believe Tapper was sick and he wasn't there. He wasn't on the
He was
touchline at all. Yeah.
Him never at all.
So he was led by Coach Wait.
Yeah.
So
So
that's another. That's
Okay,
another.
imagine that
It don't
discussion
come. This one don't
after
come.
that match. Go ahead.
No man, it's embarrassing, bad man.
well, the thing that no, we're still doing the ratings, but it's hard to. What happened is, a lot of these ratings that we're giving aren't even just on the players themselves. You understand? So, like for example, we spoke about the midfield not providing the correct passes and not controlling the midfield. You see what I mean? So it's hard to even say how we are going to rate Kemal or East.
Yeah. And
you get what I'm saying?
And Turgot as well.
And Turgot as well. And then now,
harsh on them.
and then
That is true.
I think Ravel and Devon looked really good in the Serbia game. But I think they needed that stability behind them. So Lambert 3 is what's bringing Ravel and Speedy down to a 5 for me. Because they had to play so much deeper than they wanted to.
Let me tell you something. Lambert get a 2 from me. And
We're not play 2, so better give him 1.
him hold the 2 there, and don't like it neither, You understand? If don't have to like it, I'm gonna hold
No comment.
You understand? Boy, like I said, I'm a proud Jamaican and we rate the ball of them and them thing there. And I don't find it funny for be sitting here laughing about it, but if me not laugh, me not cry, brother. Like if I wasn't laughing, I'd be crying. Because I'm furious. And any real
it's not like a principal. It's not like a principal right now.
Yeah, man, I'm furious, brother. So we're gonna give Ravel and Speedy. May I give them a 4 now? You say 5.
I said 5.
I give them a 4.
I said 5 with a little bias mix in there.
Yeah, me know.
And bias, no, not bias to Georges or nothing. Bias to the game before.
Okay.
Bias to the Serbia game.
Yeah, because we know, certain players are a lot more capable than what they pull off.
Yeah. And
that's the reason why I would give Ravel a 3.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
It's because he's a man that will look forward,
Yeah.
to try and lift the team in times like this. He's a talisman. He's a top player.
Yeah.
And
but what
I truly believe that he hid in that game.
Yeah. So what you learn from there, so you're now gonna get leadership, you will get skill and you will get thing there, but you need a leader in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it looks good when things are going well. You see him, but when it was bad, he didn't see him at all.
No.
That's my big problem.
Specifically with Rafael though, skill days gone for you. When he can just make you trade off a skill, that gone for you now. In which a point in career where leadership is now a required skill for him to be displaying.
At his age and experience.
He's an experienced player. He's an experienced player there.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was.
What's funny is something came up in a discussion with some friends where we are basically a group of friends of mine speaking about Ravel said, is it fair that Ravel is being treated like a must start and he's not playing? He has no team. And then the Serbia match came and I said, boy, Ravel came on and it was distinct. It was distinct, the control of the midfield and the passing and the movement.
How he was able to kill off that game easily.
Right. And I said, boy, it hurt, but sure. But then now we see where some of that leadership lacking because you're not in a team structure. You're chilling and training by yourself.
I've said this though, Simon, right? The game is 2 different contexts, right? Because the Serbia match, we already had established a control early on in that match. And there was a good fight. We matched them well. So Rafael coming into that situation was a different situation.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
To drag us out. All right, we're going to go down. No, right? This is where we need to see the difference. This is where you show why I should have started in the Serbia match in the first place.
Yeah.
You know? So
Drop deep and come and demand the ball.
Yes.
Drop deep, demand the ball, let me take this thing on.
Yeah,
man.
Say that.
Put your feet down, take control.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, man. You have a solid point there, Wade. Alright guys. Let's just do it in groups. Turgot, Malcolm, and East. The attacking force.
The attacking what?
Force. But here what? You know what is interesting? Let me say something. I would love to see how many touches they had. Each of them had.
Attacking first.
For sure. The statistics.
No, listen to me. I've been an attacker on a really poor team where they forced me to turn into a central midfielder when them couldn't.
Oh well, I was making.
Let me finish this one, please. Where most of the people them who defend against me, them couldn't play ball like me, bro. But the midfielder them for my team did poor. Them couldn't find me. You understand? So me not scoring a goal. You understand?
Yeah.
That is how I end up moving from forward to central midfield as a youngster. Because my team never have nobody who could have passed the ball properly. You understand? If you don't have that service as a striker, bro, you are in for a miserable season, no matter how talented you are, bro. You understand? And I can tell you that as a fact. So you see, once that midfield start collapse, you see, one thing I can do, bro, is have a defensive midfielder when I do nothing, and offensive midfielders when I do nothing. Because you see, at least if your defensive midfielder I hold it and I keep some of the pressure off, we can at least try to push it to the wings or something. You understand? Bypass the midfield or something.
Yeah.
When nobody at all in a midfield now do nothing, your defense is constantly under pressure, and you find your forward them there on top of your 18-yard box. I try to look for a ball for go up the field. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. How many tackles you see? How many times you saw the man them have to come back and I make tackles on the wings deep in our half? You understand? East, Turgot, Malcolm. You understand?
I wish
they couldn't have done better, but it's not fair. You know what I mean?
I think from the coaching side, one thing I think that will lack. And it might be finances, it might be finding opportunity. I think we lack a little creativity from the coaches, because when I look on even the local players, Zine, we don't have a lot of utility from the local players. And that can be lack of skill, that can be level of play, that can also be lack of playing. But like a man like Kemal Malcolm, he is speed and hard work. You understand? Figure out putting them man there in a wing situation. You understand? A man like Javon East seems to be like him short and him will bully around. You understand? And him will get him look like him good at even second chance opportunities. But if you have him and Kemal jumping back and forth as main strikers, nobody's getting the first chance for East.
That was a big mistake I think they made. I think they underestimated the Japanese team and went and started with a weaker squad when they should have probably started with the same squad,
and then bring on the next,
and then bring on the team.
Bring on the other players
earlier. So even if you did lose like a 2-1 or a 2-0, you lose, but it wouldn't be an embarrassing loss. You know what I mean? And everybody would have get a run. Like I said, they could have started with Dennis Taylor in a goal. That would have probably had made a difference in the whole and take away some of that panic. You understand? Because we started the Serbia game on the back foot as well, but we settled a lot faster. You understand? And Nana was like, no, this not gonna work. You understand? Put in some tackle and broke up this. So Serbia have to start say, all right, plan B. Japan never had to think about plan B at no point in time till them start play with it. You understand? Last rating now. Jerome Waite.
you don't say
Simon, you start, Simon.
All right. Yo, listen. All right. I go easy. Here's the thing about it, Zine. You asking me to judge Jerome Waite, I don't even see the point of it, because there's levels to certain things, and Waite will never be the national head coach. So him trying to play that role meant nothing other than Tapa was sick.
But here more.
So it go back to the point I just make that the creativity not there. I think Jerome is really good at motivating players.
Let me interject before you finish. I don't like to interrupt my guest, but I have to say this.
That's fine.
It's same thing when I say about the player then. If the head coach is sick and the assistant coach can't take the side and lead it, why do we have you there? Is that some friend thing or what? You understand? Suppose we did a actual tournament and say something happen, Tapa get a red card, rah. That means what? Competition over, season, the tournament done. Cause we can't make an adjustment on the fly. And then coach football for years. You understand?
But then it's money too, because at the end of the day, they're not going to pay. They're not going to bring in a coach that might be better than Tapa and pay more.
Or close to.
Or close to.
You have former Reggae Boyz that are willing to do it for almost free.
Are any of them actually good at coaching though? Because here's the thing, Slugs. This is the reason why when we look on some of these coaches that didn't really have great footballing careers, there is something mental that a coach possesses that is of a different capacity. You understand what I'm saying? This is why, as much as my rate Bibi playing career, he don't really seem to hit the notes in the coaching level. You understand? There's a level of motivation, there's a level of belief. And it's the reason why a man like Jose and Klopp, who were mugs, you understand, end up being great coaches, and then you have some great players that don't have great coaching careers. You understand? But then you have some like Zidane. It's a weird mix. So yes, we might have Reggae Boyz who are willing to possibly
But remember, we're saying we're looking for an assistant coach that can actually adjust tactics on the fly, recognize a problem on the pitch, right? Now, if we don't have that, you tell me say we don't have anybody in our thing there, in our circles, or none of those none of the man them can even offer that, or even come tap up on the shoulder during a game and say, "Yo, Tapa, see certain the left flank I get overrun," or
all right,
you know what I mean?
I don't mean to be taking over. I know I'm talking a lot, so I'm gonna try answer that quickly and then make Eddie and Wade jump in. But I'm gonna use a little personal example, right? My one coaching football career happened with Pepsi. You understand? And I coach football and basketball, and as you know, I'm full-time basketball, right? And I was an assistant coach for basketball and an assistant coach for football. And where my skills lied at an assistant coach wasn't that I was the second coach, was that I was a deputy. It's just like the sheriff thing, where a deputy has to know how to step in after. There are some who are good assistants that are assisting that coach. And that's why when you see enough club coaches go to the new clubs, they bring their assistants with them. But then you have some that are good deputies, where Jose was a deputy that became a head coach elsewhere.
Yeah.
You understand? Not all assistants are great at being a deputy. And mostly because not all assistants are ready to make all of those big decisions. I think some of the coaches that could be in the national program probably not willing or don't want to be. Bertis would
hear why that situation don't apply now. Zine, the assistant coach in this case has years, probably like 2 decades of experience as a head coach.
For sure. But with him at that level, which is still an international,
that is true.
It's different than Monaco. It's different than Monaco. And Wade is very good at motivating what I consider the less capable to be very capable. So like, I don't know if I would put Wade in a JC program.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
But I can see him taking a Charlie Smith to semis or finals. Because there's that belief in the in taking somebody who is not that capable and making them just grind. But then now you have somebody who have the capabilities and you're just like, oh, these are the tactics I need for your skill, which is what like a JC and a Georges need.
Okay.
I don't know if Wade can manage them.
No.
Wait, not Wade.
Rating. I know yeah, protest about the rate, not giving him the rating. 4?
4.
What's about the 4 then?
Cut that in half. I'll give him a solid 2 because I don't think the instructions were clear to the players. It couldn't have been because if the players was going out there, we could understand what they were doing. It's like everybody were confused, you know.
Yeah.
And Simon spoke about the motivation aspect, and I think Papa is a great motivator. And him not being there tremendously affected the team.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jerome got his plans and words across to the players effectively.
You say there's a different level of respect.
Yeah, man. There's levels to this thing. Yeah. And we know the players will go out and play for Papa.
Yeah.
We don't have the best set of players, but Papa knows how to get the best out of it.
Okay. Wade, what do you think?
Boy, I was going to agree with Eddie, but I saw 3 fingers from Simons. As well as a 1.5 when him cut it in 2.
Yeah.
You know, as well as a 1.5. But since it's 4, I'll
go 3.
You're gonna go 3.
I'll go 3.
I think.
You hear what?
Expectations.
I don't know if it was thrust upon him. If it was something we never expect. We don't know if it's as last minute.
Last minute.
Or
if
it
wasn't prepared.
I don't care, sir. This is an opportunity to shine.
He's a part of the coaching staff.
Some juniors.
Right.
It's an opportunity to shine, and you get some juniors.
Yeah, but listen, we are thinking about really low scores here in a gentleman.
Two of let's say poor performance, but 3, it was unfortunate they have thrown stuff on him. No, you have too much things, too much
failure to make adjustments.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
man.
Yeah.
You cannot pick up 4. Cannot pick up 4.
So I think
we will stop the league, you know.
Yeah. I think the one reason that I went I mean, as I say, why I'm not even great. I throwing out the grade because you asked me to, but why I don't even think it's a grade is because I don't even think there wouldn't be an adjustment because I think that some of these players he wanted to see them for more than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think like starting Kema, I don't think he was ever going to take. I think if we were down maybe 6-love at the half, he'd consider it. But I think the aim was to see these players over 45, to see these players over 60 minutes. So
okay, it's like a free hit. It's like a free hit. You guys go out and do whatever.
You understand? Like I think his subs were already chosen.
Another process.
I think his subs were already set. I think his lineup was.
Yeah.
I think So I don't even think there was coaching done. I don't even think so. That's why I was like, why we graded him?
No man, you might forget a grade.
No, I get you, but I'm just saying he followed out, and that still goes to my point. He followed out his assistant. His assistant job. He wasn't deputizing. He wasn't deputizing as a coach. He was just the assistant who was like, "Oh, what we doing? We're giving them money a run. All right, cool. The 68-minute pass. All right, them money are subbing. Oh, Luka don't play yet. Cause them pay the money. These guys got paid to go there. Them have to play."
I saw something on Twitter that I have to agree with. Them carry some of the money on a sightseeing tour. I swear to God.
Which almost was the case, and that's why the man them have to put them out there for more than 6 minutes.
It was a tour, now. It was a tour. So.
No, but listen to me, man. Stop the sightseeing tours, bro. I don't understand what's going on with team selection, and that is what we're going to move to now. After seeing what happened out there, so now, team selection, are we going to pick the best players, or are we going to continue to see a hint of favoritism that I sense is going on with some of the team selection?
First of all, what is our best team? That's the biggest question.
What is our best team?
Yeah.
Our next question is, has our best team ever played together?
Have we ever assembled our best team?
You understand me?
Do we know
we keep having
team?
all these other issues. We keep having these passport issues, these paper issues.
Administration on the whole is just poor.
Yeah.
Poor.
And that's why I said the man them paying the money, the sightseeing money, them are gonna play the man them. So for selection, I don't think they're going to be doing this much experimentation in the tournament. You understand? But we don't want that admin shake up fingers crossed, Ravel and Speedy, and then the first time we're seeing Luka is in a Gold Cup match. You understand?
No, but
I think we might see our best team in the World Cup qualifiers.
You think so?
When is that?
I don't think we'll see.
September.
Yeah. And I think things are
before we
on track
consider
for that.
all the players.
Yeah, they're saying that things should be lined up for that. But looking ahead at the Gold Cup now, in my opinion, there are a couple of players I think, as like if I was selecting a team based off the tour and last night, Jaden White wouldn't make my squad.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
No, man, I'm serious. As in, yeah, the USA game was bad, but the look of something where I'm going with, literally, he's I don't know how them never call it a goal. The man score a own goal. He literally kicked the ball off the man the forward, and you understand? It was a goal. You understand? You cannot carry goalkeepers where I go every time the ball going at the box.
Oh, that's one that crossed the line that them never
call.
Yeah.
Them never
go line. They use the goal line technology. I didn't think they had that.
Anyhow, they use it goal line technology because I see
that away.
Must stay at Ochi and see it at Japan, brother.
To be honest, if him did even run over to the linesman to say you're sure, by that time it would have shown up on the screen and the man would have said, "Oh, shit."
You understand? I'm mercy them have fun with for a while, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, referee them say they must say, boy, let me tell you something. You see the money grabbing from the administration in terms of some of the matches where they might take and when they're taking them, it not gonna work out. You can't play under 24 teams. Please don't do it again.
At the very least, we could get 8 love from a senior side.
Yeah, man. Don't do it again, brother. How much would they get from France?
9.
9 also. Because at the end of the day, there's no win or lose
as much as this.
when they play the under 23s.
Yeah, that never
there's no win.
Because if you beat them, you're expected to beat them. And if you lose to them, it's a problem. You shouldn't lose. So there's nothing to gain.
It's just the cash for them collect.
Yeah.
You understand? All right, so we're looking ahead.
France gave us 8 love.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And like, I take the 8 love and go about my business because I the big bad France that.
Right.
Understand? And they went on to do what? Win the World Cup after or something like that?
No, that was 2014. They
okay.
They had Benzema.
They had a terrible World Cup that year.
They had a terrible World Cup. But then they went Euro finals 2 years
Euro
after.
finals, right. That's what I said.
With this squad.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we're looking at our squad, guys, going forward. From the Japan tour then now. Who do we take to say, all right, who do we combine with a Bobby Reed, a Bailey, Antonio won't be there, striker from Rangers, Roof.
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying to God that Jordan Cousins fits with the team. He's a decent player and probably the kind of defensive midfielder what we need. Cause him have legs on him still, you know what I mean? Man, him can move up and down, you know what I mean? Him can initiate the attack from the couple of matches when we watched him play. So we'll look at that.
Isn't he coming off a long injury?
It was an injury, I think, mid-season kind of injury. I think he started injured, got into the team, then pick up an injury, and then most of the end of the season, he was fit, but he wasn't started.
But he got released, right? He got released from Stoke.
Yeah, and I think that was another reason why he wasn't started.
Another unattached.
Yeah. But the difference with him coming to this.
They're loose branch.
Yeah, man. No, but there's a whole heap of potential Reggae Boys that got released.
Yeah. You're saying out of this group, who do we want to keep? Who
do we move forward with?
I think Liam Moore should stay, obviously. Low, obviously. Mariappa, I feel like his best days behind him, but I think he has a place
in the team, definitely. Yeah.
Devon Fisher used to be one of my favorite with him speed. Since he's injured, though, him look a little off, but still part of the squad. Still part of the squad, but him look a step behind.
He's going to go because
and definitely Blair Turner.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Blair definitely.
Yeah, man.
Blair and Gray.
Yeah.
No,
you don't know. No, half of that.
This is for Gold Cup we're talking about.
Yeah. Speedy might go.
But I thought they were saying something about Gray not making it until World Cup.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Is there a reason? Are they opting not to play Gold Cup?
No,
it's
Gray's having
his paperwork won't be finishing time.
Paperwork.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Gray.
So friendlies can work, but not the competitions.
No.
Not the competition.
I'd carry Amari Bell.
You need to be officially registered.
Yeah, I'd carry Amari Bell as well because out of the 3 games that he's played, he's had 2 decent games, and one where we really never see much from him. But would I probably still start Taxi because you want
nobody mentioned Ravel.
No, Ravel have to come.
Yeah, and I feel like even if we didn't,
but starting Ravel in the first round is not an option unless we go into a serious training camp. You have to build up Ravel, the first 3 games.
Who would you put in the midfield 3?
Half hour.
Who would you put in the midfield 3? Because right now my midfield 3 that I would have is Ravel, Speedy, and Low in defensive mid.
Right now, the first person on my team sheet is thing there, DJ. And DJ is fit. Him team just never play him after him come back from the injury, so he's fit and rested.
Who that? Johnson?
Yeah.
Did he sign the contract? That's another issue.
Yeah, did he sign?
I didn't hear of there being an issue with him not signing it. Was there an issue?
I know we are about certain players if they sign the contract right now.
Okay, well, in terms of if he does sign the contract, I would think he would be one of the first names on the thing. I wouldn't see any player that represent the country unless him don't plan to represent the country again, wanting to intentionally say, "Oh, you know what I mean? We're not gonna be available for the Gold Cup." So I think if him fit and him available, he would definitely be the first one there. I would definitely want Low to be playing in defense because I think we're going to need 3 central defenders because that's how we seem to control the game best. It's like I was saying at the start of the program, it puzzles me how we do better with 2 people in midfield than with 3. So yeah, I'm hoping Cousins comes in and earn himself a starting spot, so free up Low for play with I would want. I would think more in the middle. Thing there. What's his name? Brentford. Pinnock. Pinnock on the left.
Ethan Pinnock for sure.
Yeah, Pinnock on the left.
That's my first name on the sheet for the team.
Yeah, and Low on the right. And them 3 man in front of Andre Blake. You know what I mean? It would be if we have to choose between Alvas and Fisher, I'm gonna go with Alvas. I'm gonna start just and also because you want some level of thing there. You gotta have 2 man out of the thing there, out of the 5 as new players. So you're gonna want to start Alvas and Taxi Lawrence. Just for continuity. And also them probably better quality than where the
Taxi is left or right back?
Left. So
you wouldn't go Taxi, Alvas, Liam, and who at right back? Mariapa? No.
Alvas, me not play 4 at the back, brother. We don't see what happened last night when them tried the 4 at the back.
Bro, but at the same time, 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. I mean, it can work. It's just
they play it well.
We played it a lot.
I think that's my thing.
Amari Bell and Tingley and Wes Harden played much better and them clog up the midfield better when them know say they had the 3 at the back. They had more control at the park. And I
hear you, and I'm not trying to argue.
That's factual, brother. That can't be argued with. It was see it for yourself. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I feel like not that I know you don't want Low playing central defensive midfield.
Yeah.
But I really like the stability that we have with Low playing there.
Yeah, but if you have a Jordan Cousins, who's a proper.
I prefer Low to Cousins because I don't know if Cousins is going to enjoy with the side.
Yeah,
just
but
like how you said,
bro, we see the man play it once and had one good game. Me nah go bank on a central defender as my holding midfielder. If he can do it, great. But me nah go into a tournament like that. Any coach will pre that him sick. You understand? Yeah. You don't realize, say yo, Lambert no cut it. You understand? If it's a fact, say yo, you go through training camp and you realize, say yo, my boy no cut it either. Well, then you have to start with low. You know what I mean? But me nah go push low in a position where just, you know what I mean? Just because it worked once. You know what I mean? The man at the.
But you see, what I'm looking at is not just it working once, is about how well something might gel, and then Cousins coming in. It is a good idea, but if it's not gelling, then you might want. And I think
you know why it would gel? Look on DJ the first couple of games where them put him in the thing there. You see, because the man them come through that system where them know where they should be.
Yeah.
And how to play the position together. That's how they was able to beat Saudi Arabia the second time. Because and that's why everybody are rave about Ravel. You understand?
Yeah, I feel like we need a serious trainer.
And it was who that plays CDM? Hector.
No, he's not going, right? I'm not going Gold Cup, right? I can't do another.
On top of that,
another tournament.
Fingers crossed.
I cannot do another tournament. I cannot do another
tournament. But look at this. Who converted Hector to DM?
No way, man.
Was it Tapa?
No, I'm not sure.
Because I don't know if Tapa has plans. I don't know if Tapa has plans to play low defensive mid long term.
No, but here what
I just can't do another tournament.
Based on the fact that we have better centre backs now.
Yeah.
So I think it's a viable option.
So you would think that Hector wouldn't make it to the Gold Cup?
I don't wish to speak on Hector.
You see?
Oh, let me tell you what Hector.
Well, you see, just like how we tell my boy there, say, him have to go hug up the two. That man is going to be on the plane, bro, and we just have to go hug up that. But I tell you,
maybe.
Don't know if him have somebody nudes up a JFF or what. But
he's a core player, and we need to remember that.
He'll be on the plane, bro.
Bro, Hector is like the youth that will do great in him homework, ace class work.
But let me tell you something.
And go to the exam and vomit.
I've seen Hector play good games though.
Of course, that's the homework. That's the classwork. That is a group. That is a group assignment that him do good. And then the exam that work 50%, he miss it, bro.
But here's the thing that really hurts us, Hector. His mistakes are monumental.
So
everybody makes mistakes are, and that's that's just the way the game goes sometimes. You know what I mean?
If we just leave him off the plane.
But he will be on the plane. Just like how Mariappa will be on the plane. And
give Mariappa over here.
And a lot of these players are bridges for the squad. You know what I mean? They're the ones that link a squad that's probably not totally unified. Because some people might feel threatened that them game will get taken away by a man who don't really come from Boya and Riara. And then another man might look upon it and say, oh, but the man are inferior. You understand? So there could be issues that a Mariappa, a Hector kind of player, a senior Englishman who's already gelled with the local players can help to resolve. You know what I mean?
And that is why I think Mariappa have to be involved in the team.
Yeah, man.
Just because of that level-headedness and respect and maturity him can bring. You know?
Yeah. I think once the team reaches that point where them gel and them know each other and they're new leaders on both sides, both the foreign and local player and that make, then you will start to them ease them player the out of the squad. You understand? But you have to give them, because that's another thing. Like, I was watching a podcast the other day, just like some players talking who play in a professional game in England, and they're like, yo, there have been seasons where them coach say, yo, I cannot let you go, you're not playing, I don't intend to play you, but if I let you go, it's going to damage my squad. in terms of the moral of the squad, the chemistry of the squad. You understand them thing there? Because you have certain people who in a team where if you play team sports, they might not be the most skilled, but they're sociable people, and them help keep a unity and a harmony. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, so that's where I see a Mariup and a Hector helping out for now, because you have basically a new team with a lot of new foreigners coming, and they have to be bedded in. You know what I mean? Why? Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. So we're moving forward now, looking at the players. So yeah, I was saying that those three in defense, a Low, a Pinnock, a Moore. So it'd probably be Moore in the center of the three, Pinnock on the left, Low on the right. That's in my opinion. And hopefully, we don't know. What is the situation with Kevin Stewart? Do we know if it's a situation where apply for the papers or he's received the papers?
I don't know nothing about Kevin Stewart, other than the fact that he was a Liverpool reject.
Because that's another viable option with Ting there. With Cousins, although I prefer Cousins based off of watching both of them play. Kevin Stewart is the type of, you have two different type of defensive midfielders in my opinion. Not for take over the conversation, but you have some that clog up lanes that don't go through a whole game and don't put in a tackle. But them clog up lanes and prevent the team going forward. Lewis Baker is the same kind of defensive midfielder. Then you have our Cousins where we put in the tackle, push a pass and run forward. You know what I mean? So it's up to what suit we and the kind of defensive midfielder I look for. Anthony Grant is that kind of defender that will put in the tackle, but he's a deep line. You're not going to see him a run go over the half line. Too tough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Him stay between the 18-yard box and the half line in a feem half. And him give directions. So those are three options. You know what I mean? It's up to the selectors if who's available or who they want to pick. Going forward now, this is where it gets sticky and where Tapa will have headache. Because you have Jamal Lowe, you have Bobby Reed, you have Kemar Roof, you have Turgot.
Tull.
Tull. Carry Tull.
I had to get that in.
Yeah, carry him.
Tull Bull.
Man, on the right hand side.
You say, yeah, carry him.
Remember, especially if there's no Leon, you need a different type of play on that side.
Yeah. And that's what, and that got to my point earlier, Eddie, where it's like you just utilize him with his strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are his
strengths? We don't necessarily want to see Javan East playing on the right hand side.
Yeah. What are his strengths?
Speed. And he can finish. I'm not saying he's the greatest.
He's a decent finisher.
He's a decent finisher. And the thing about it is, he's not like fast and a headless chicken. You understand? Like, you put him on the wing, he has good ball control with the wing. He might not have the cleanest cross, but he can run the byline and cut in with the ball. Okay. But he has to be played that way. So, like for example, having a Speedy or a Ravel that's sending that ball and him running it,
and run onto the ball, yeah.
Rather than trying to put him in the center and forcing him to try and beat 2 or 3 people. No, put him on the right or the left side. Have those players who set out fucking pass.
All right, so you have to give it to him for run onto. Don't push it on him foot then. Make him meet in a space.
At this level, maybe for Arnett Gardens he can put it on him foot, but give him in space at this level.
Okay. All right. No, that's why I ask you that, to see the strengths and the weaknesses of the player.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a midfield who can do that for him, then he can be effective. Obviously, we never have that last night. You know what I mean? So yeah. So with the forward line, who do you see in those positions before we wrap up?
Was it like what type of position?
Yeah, like the front. Because I'm saying we'd have a DJ. Because we say I start with 3 at the back, so it'd definitely be 2 in the midfield. So it would be DJ. For me, it would be DJ and Cousins to start with. First match, you know what I mean? And then you bring Ravel off of the bench. because that's where he's going to be effective now. He's not been playing football. So we have to look on the three we are going to in front of them. We don't have Andre Gray. Roof is new. We're going to have
Low.
We're going to have Low.
And Bowser.
And we have Bowser. I would have started Bowser. And then Jelly in Roof. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd start Bowser up at the top. And then who are going to play upon the wings beside them? May I pray to God, say, we have Bailey. So is it what, Bobby and Bailey?
Or Jamal and Bailey.
Jamal over Bobby?
Yeah.
That's up, innit? That's up.
That's a Jamal.
I feel a Bobby underrated, you know, bro.
Bobby Reed?
Yeah, man.
Underrated. Who don't rate Bobby?
The man, that's what man said. I would have started Bobby over Jamal Low.
I thought Bobby wasn't going to be at Gold Cup. If he's at Gold Cup, he must start.
Why would you think that? We're here.
No, because we weren't calling out the names at first. But I'm just saying.
No,
if
man. The man
he's at Gold Cup, him start.
If you not call a certain man, might as well in a bother go up on the plane, bro. You understand? So that is where I would have said no. We would have said Nicholson through the center.
But hold on. Before we go, what we're saying, we're starting Bobby Reed over Low.
I would have.
So if we're starting Bobby Reed over Low, why we're not starting Ravel? Who are going to play after two?
Huh?
Because we're going to push Reed up top, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to play in front of Ravel.
Reed a play I would have put Reed on the left flank.
Right.
And hopefully start Liam on the right.
We're not going to play off.
Johnson in the middle, I push the ball around, bro. Because to me, that's probably apart from Ravel. I would start
Ravel and Bobby. I would start Ravel and Bobby still. If Bobby,
that is why I'm saying Low. Because we said earlier we're not starting Ravel.
No, I don't get your point though, Wade.
I don't think Ravel should play without Bobby. I think the two should start. I think the two.
Why?
I don't think they play. I think the two styles would play off each other better.
Than who?
Okay.
Than a DJ and a Bobby Reed?
And more. I think that is more suited to me.
More?
Yes.
More in a defender, man.
No.
We are talking
about low.
To me, to be honest with you, I just feel like, well, to be honest, we can't, like, if me think about it, DJ will come off an injury. So him and Ravel probably in the same position in terms of match sharpness.
No, but we're not let us say all things being equal.
Ravel now start for me. If all things are equal, yeah, him probably start. If he's fit, Ray, he might probably start. But I'd probably end up a start Ravel and DJ. Because if DJ fit, he must start. And I'll probably start Ravel and DJ and no Cousins. And that is going to be risky. You know what I mean? But DJ can play deep. He's done it. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying no. But I was just saying that based off of not starting Ravel in the first.
Like, I wouldn't want to start Ravel if it's just two people in the midfield. And I think that is probably why they went with that formation yesterday for accommodate Ravel. So the work wouldn't overload him because I'm not 100% fit. You know what I mean? And it never really work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like we'll probably leave it there. So for agree, for disagree. But me, I start definitely I start Bobby Reed over Low, over Jamal. You know what I mean? All right, gentlemen. I want to thank you for coming onto the show, and it was definitely an interesting discussion.
Big up.
Yeah.
Definitely have to do this again.
Germany for Euros.
Azuri.
And that you said.
Fake blue. La France.
Hey, I'm a German fan, but we don't stand a chance, bro. It's over.
Yo,
not with team.
Not first.
It's not with team.
No, hold on. No. I don't even think Timo need to start. Timo don't need to start.
Yes,
I think we have options. I think Germany have options. But I don't want to take up your life for the Europe. I don't even want to cut it.
Hear what? We'll link up and have this.
And I think
probably tomorrow or something.
I think you're underestimating Werner. Because when it's time for him to be brilliant.
Hold on.
Him sick.
Hold on. For Germany, he plays well, you know. And what I'm saying is, not just underestimating Werner. Werner can come off the bench. We can literally start Havertz, Sane, and Gnabry, you know. We have players, you know.
Well.
Yo, we have players. And
Young Surge, anything is possible, sir.
And then the defense line actually look a lot better than people think. A lot of the younger defenders.
Germany are my team, but since the last World Cup, bro, I refuse.
But he left Sane and then play all of the old man and went off to play. And now I'm using the younger youth them.
Okay.
That boy from Atalanta, Gossens on the left wing.
Yeah.
Watch him too, man. Watch him.
So I want to thank you guys for coming through. Respect Wade, respect Simon, and thanks to Eddie for coming out. And everybody, big up Sports Down the Middle. And if you don't subscribe already, which is hardly anybody, subscribe to Sports Down the Middle.
Go over there right now and subscribe and just beat up 2 likes on the video them.
All right.
Which is right.
Respect, yo.